Good afternoon. My name is Melissa Reyes, and this is Tina Schaaf. We are members of Gabriela, a Filipino women's organization that is a part of an international alliance of Filipino women's organizations around the world. And we strongly support this resolution. In 2008 and 2014, I had the opportunity to meet comfort women survivors in the Philippines under the organization Lila Pilipina. Where they shared painful stories with us. They showed us drawings. We spent the whole day with them where they talked about what happened. And for me, that really reminded me as a mother and a proponent of women and human rights that we cannot allow their stories to be forgotten, and that this should never, what's happened to these women and children should never happen again in wars of aggression.
And we support some past speakers speaking about women and children being the first to be impacted in wars of aggression. This is not just about history. It's the continuous impacts of foreign imperial power is still trying to encroach on the lands in the Philippines. That creates displacement from indigenous communities, displacement from the country itself, and human rights violations, including the increased sexual violence of women and children that is state-sponsored. Not to also mention human trafficking. This is not an attack on the Japanese community. This is about fighting for dignity and justice, and learning from history. If we don't put this memorial up or even acknowledge that this is an experience that hundreds of thousands of women have experienced, what are we telling our future? What are we telling our young daughters of today? That it is okay? You know, is it okay for people to experience sexual violence as casualties of war? You know, this is really a lesson for all of us in this community to learn from our history, and also until these wars of aggressions are over. And we are here today in full support of this memorial going up to acknowledge and respect the women who have experienced this terrible, terrible experience that they did in World War II.
Thank you, and thank you to Gabriela for the global justice work. I wanted to say Marilee Mandahar from the Filipino Women's Network couldn't be with us. She's in the Philippines as well, but thank you for being here. I'm going to call a few more names. Sumiko Oshima, Miyoko McDevitt, Masaki Oto. Thank you for being here, Mr. Kinchley.